Hello, awesome people. I hope you're having an amazing day today. Today we're taking a look at the next book in the Lone Wolf series called The Legacy of Vashna, which feels like it's a sequel to the fourth book in the Chasm of Doom, which has a very similar plot. So basically, we've been doing a deep dive into this series, the Lone Wolf series that got started publishing it in the as game books that got published in the mid '80s and was posted up through about the late '90s, and then the game book craze had finished up, and so one of the best-selling series of all time was the Lone Wolf series. This book I don't own a physical copy, and I read the online version on a website called Project Aeon, and I'll link you to both this version in soft cover on Amazon.com, which is pretty pricey, and the free version on ProjectAeon.com. It's part of a millennial gift for fans. Joe Dever gave away the rights and IP for all the things that he had sold, and so you can read it for free online. So I'll link you to that. I read it again last night. It took me about an hour and 40 minutes for me to knock it out. It's pretty fun. I enjoy it. It's one of my more favorite ones in the third series of books by Joe Dever in the Lone Wolf series. Now, this game book series was very, very unique because unlike other game books or choose your own adventure books, it has just one character and one story, and basically each book is telling a different chapter in that story. And you start off with, you roll randomly with a die 10 or a random number generator at the end, whichever your choice. You roll randomly your combat skill, your endurance points. You choose 5 skills to start off with in the first book. Flight from the Dark, out of 10. And you're basically a psychic ranger. And then at the end of the first book, you finish up. And at the beginning of the second book, you keep all the things that you found, all your gold that you found, right? All those sorts of things. Then you can gain another skill, which is pretty cool. And basically, these things are basically very, very quickly chapters in a book. For example, in the first book that we just talked about, the Kai Monastery, where your order is kept, was just attacked and ambushed during a holiday. So everybody was there at this feast, and so you're the only one that survives the ambush. So you're going to go tell the king what's happening, and all you have to do is survive this now being attacked country that used to be your home and a nice peaceful place. So you get to the capital at the end, you tell the king what's happening, and then at the beginning of the second book, you've already told the king what's happening, and the king gives you a quest. Now that all the Kai are dead and the city's under siege by the big bad, we need to get release. We need to win. So we need a sword called the Summer Sword that a nearby ally has that you have to go get and bring back with enough time to release the siege. So that's basically now the second quest. See how each chapter kind of flows into the previous one. At the end of the book 5, you finish the Kai order, and you find the Book of the Man Kai, which will allow you to set the next order, because all your Kais, your Elasters had died, so you thought that your training would end at the first Kai order, but now you can get to the second. So now you're going through the second one, starting with the King of Terror and ending with the Masters of Darkness. And the Masters of Darkness, you have finished your thing, and now you set up a new Kai order. And you also discovered there's actually a third secret, a third level, and all the same skills that you've had from previous ones can now be enhanced even more. And you've added 2 skills called Kai Alchemy and Magi Magic. So you added a couple of magical things. I actually started this series with 4 of 12, and I started it with Kai Alchemy. So I used it 3 times in the first book to play Lords of Ruel. So at the end of the second series, that ends in book 12, you've killed the evil Dark Lords in the Darklands and Helligad. So now you're moving forward, and then in the next book, which we just did a review for, Play Lords of Ruel, you are all the big bads as sort of a death knell. All the big bads have gone to this place. In this stronghold, and they are planning to send a plague that's going to go out and kill everybody. So you have to go in and take out the plague and stop it from happening. Then in the next book, your best friend is captured, abandoned. That's the prisoners of Cag, and in a city that used to be controlled by the Darklands, Darklords rather. And so you got to go and penetrate it and rescue him, your best friend forever. And then in the next one, which we just reviewed, the Dark Crusade, you have to take care of. You have to head to a few hundred miles away to the Lencia, which is having a war with a big bad guy who's trying to find the Doomstone and thus raise his power level. And that one's an epic one, and that's my favorite one. That's the one we just reviewed for you that I gave a 7+ to. Now this one I'm also going to be giving a 7+ to. It's definitely well done. I enjoy the twist ending that happens here at the end. It's definitely a lot of fun stuff that's happening. So I definitely enjoyed it. So it's definitely, again, it has that epic feel to it. The basic plot line is that you are being sent to meet up with somebody that you've met before, and then you're going to find out a couple of sections into this novel that the Death Lord, Dark Lord of Vashna is going to be coming back from the dead. Now that was also the book in plot 4. You find out that Vashna is coming back, and so you gotta save it. You gotta stop it. So now you gotta find out he's coming back again. So you gotta stop it. And you gotta stop this big bad, and that would change the level of good versus bad in the world of Magnum one permanently. So that's kind of the quest in this one. And I guess pretty quick. You can read online for free on projectadn.com. There is a collector's edition version of this, which is in hardcover, in case you want to check it out. Again, you're kind of a psychic ranger. For example, you have skills like in the psychic side of things, like Mind Blast, that attacks people mentally, Mind Shield that protects yourself from mental attacks, Mind Never Matter, letting you move things, Sixth Sense that allows you to detect things. Then you have rangery things like animal control and tracking and hunting, weapon skill that increases your ability to fight in combat, right? And these sorts, and curing. So you definitely are more of a ranger and a healer. Ranger and a psychic at the same time. So that's pretty cool. And there you are. I'll go ahead and leave you to it. Have you read The Legacy of Vashna? What did you think? I tried to keep my reviews spoiler free, so I'll only give the first few sections and a basic plot line and a twist ending. That's all you know going in case you haven't read it yet. So I'll go ahead and leave you to it. If you want to talk about spoilers, let's talk about them in the comments below. Put spoiler tags around them. And then if you enjoyed this video, hey, why not hit that subscribe button? There's going to be a lot more of these to follow. And I want to thank you so much for taking some time out of your day and investing it and watching my video. We all have so many things that are happening in our lives, and we're pulled in so many different directions. So the fact that you spent this time with me is incredibly humbling, and I appreciate it. So thanks again, and have an amazing day.